welcome to Pictorial Planet. My name's John Finch. I just got back from the Isle of Arran after a quick break, and I'd been taking some photographs and I realized I didn't have any fix. And so I dug around in my chemistry and I found the chemicals I needed. And so I quickly made up what I call easy fix. And I'm going to show you right now how I did that. And there really isn't a simpler fix to make. There's a lot of good reasons to know how to make this fix. How many times, for instance, have we opened our tank after fixing our film and found it's not quite fixed yet and we have to refix it? This is a very quick way to make fix up to refix your film. Another good reason to know this fix is it's very kind on staining developers. So if I use 510 Pyro or Pyrocat or PMK, this is a great fix for those developers because it doesn't affect the stain. It maintains maximum stain integrity. So let's have a look how to make it, and we'll talk how to use it later. So I'm going to make just 1 pint of fix today, or 500 milliliters. If you want to make 1 litre of fix, just double the quantities that I talk about. And there's a reason it's called easy fix, and that's because I'm going to use teaspoons and tablespoons. You don't need to weigh these chemicals out. You can just use tablespoons and teaspoons, and it's just accurate enough to be able to use it quite confidently with your films and your paper. So let's see how to do it. Now the two chemicals that I need to make this fix is hypo, which is also known as sodium thiosulfate. I'll put the name up on the screen for you. And sodium metabisulfite, or also known as sodium bisulfite. And this is easy to get hold of in shops where you make wine, in wine kits. They sell this because it's used in wine making. This is the preservative, and this is the chemical, sodium thiosulfate, or hypo, which does all the work of fixing our film or our paper. So I've got 400 milliliters here of hot water, and I'm going to put 6 1/2 tablespoons of the hypo into that. So it doesn't have to be exact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1/2. There we are. We'll put that down there, and now we'll just dissolve that into our water. Now, an interesting thing with sodium thiosulfate is that it actually cools things down. So it's cooling down this water as I'm mixing it in. So we'll just make sure that's all dissolved, like so. Now, I'm going to stop here. Right now, that is fixer. I need to just top it up to the 500 ml. And I can use this right now. If I get it to the right temperature, cool it down to 20 degrees, I can use this right now on my film and my paper. And in fact, it's the perfect fix right now to use on my staining developers because it's not acidic. So it will maintain the integrity of all that stain that you're trying to get with your 510 Pyro or your Pyrocat. However, it doesn't last very long. It'll only last a few hours before it oxidizes and is no good. So if we want to keep this and use it a few times, we need to add some of this. And this is the preservative, the sodium metabisulfite. Now here I need to add 2 teaspoons of this. And they're level teaspoons, so 1, 2. That's my preservative added, and I'll dissolve that in. But that preservative makes the fix slightly acidic. So there's advantages and disadvantages in that. Being acidic, it might compromise the stain of our staining developer. Now, I don't think it'll compromise it much. It's not very acidic. and so you could use this on your staining developers. However, if you want the optimum, absolute optimum stain, then you would leave that out and just use the hypo. The advantage of having it slightly acidic is that if there is any developer at all left in our film after we've stopped it and moved it to fixing, then this will not allow that developer to activate. So that's an advantage. And in fact, going back to the early 1900s, they didn't even recommend using a stop bath. They went straight from developer straight to the fixer and missed the stop bath completely because all their fixers were acidic. I don't recommend that personally. I think you should always either stop your film or wash the developer out with several changes of water before you fix it. There's always the risk that you will stain the film if there's a reaction between the developer and the fixer. So now I just need to top this up to the 500 milliliter mark. There. And that's it, ready to use. I just need to cool it down for my film and we're done. Now I'm going to put a little clip test into this to show you it fixing a film. This is not a rapid fixer. This is a regular old-fashioned fixer, so it's much slower than the rapid fixers that we're used to using. Okay, so we've got our temperature now down to 20 degrees, so I'll now do the clip test. I have some Ilford FP4 here to use as a clip test, so I'm going to pop it into our fixer and start the timer. There we go. Now what we've made today is a working solution, so we don't want to dilute this. It's used as we made it. It lasts for about a month if you've used the sodium metabisulfite. If you haven't used that, it only lasts a few hours and then it goes off. Now 1 litre of this fix can be used for 10 or more films and 40 papers, 10 by 8 inch papers. So it's a good fix and it will last. You can use it over a month, over and over again. So that's 45 seconds. I'm beginning to see through the film, beginning to clear now. And what I expect to do would be to fix for twice this clearing time. So it's not quite clear yet. Just some gentle agitation. And it's starting to clear now. You can see that film's nearly clear. And that's it clear now. 1 1/4 minutes. So a full fix would be 1 1/4 times 2, 2.5 minutes to fully fix the film. That's pretty good. I would not use this fix on modern tabular grain films such as T-Max or Delta. It's not recommended for those. They need a rapid fix because they're very slow to fix. But on the films I use, like Ilford FP4, HP5, PanF, and films like that, these kind of classic films, this is an excellent fix. Remember, if you use a staining developer, leave out the bisulfite. Yes, it doesn't keep, but you can use it as a one-off and maintain maximum stain from that staining developer. So I hope that's useful to you guys. I have a bag of that sodium thiosulfate always on hand and sodium metabisulfite always on hand. So I can very quickly make this up if I need it. It's very useful and I hope that you'll try it out as well. It's very cheap, very easy to use. So thanks for watching. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I want to thank my patrons who support this channel and bring it to you all. So thank you patrons ever so much. You really do bring this information to the world. And I'll see you next time.